Hello, I'm Joe Baines, and welcome to my podcast, our YouTube channel, Breakthrough Blueprint. And I'd like to talk to you about my so in my first YouTube video, I talked about Steve Pavlina's website as my first breakthrough. So I'd like to talk about another breakthrough I've had, and that was at Toastmasters. I used to when I had this job. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, an IT consultant. That was a year. So, yeah. So I used to work in London City as an IT consultant, and they started asking me to present my work, to run workshops in whatever I was doing, and that scared the shit out of me. I was like, "There's no way I'm doing that." Just them asking me to do it gave me heart attacks. And I was like, no, there's no way I'm standing up in front of people and talking. I don't care about how much I know about this product, whatever, right? So I was like trying to find ways out of it. So I'd be like, well, why can't you get Steve to do it? Yeah, Steve's very good. Yeah, get him to do it or something, And I kept, or I'm not ready, or this week's quite busy. Maybe we can organize another day, that kind of stuff. So I was like trying to find excuses. And I got asked 2 or 3 times, I think it was, and I was making excuses, to get out of it. And then I thought, no, this is not good. This is not a way to exist, like making excuses like this to get out of it. It's not right. So I found Toastmasters. It was Holborn Speakers. I remember that, my first Toastmasters club. So I went there just as a guest. And I was like, I've got to fix this. I've got to sort this problem out. And as soon as I got there, they asked me, do you want to do a table topics? I just said yes. I didn't know what it was. I was like, yeah, I'll do it, whatever it is. I just need to get this thing sorted. And so it was a girl. It was a woman. And she took down, I think it was like 6, 7 names. And she put mine. And she said, yeah, so I've put you down. And I'll call you up at some point. I don't know the order. So I was like, okay, fair enough, right? And then she starts calling people up to speak, and I'm like, oh, we're going to get up there and speak as well. Oh, okay. And so she just announces the product, the speech title, and then calls somebody out. Now, as she's doing this, right, I'm sitting in the audience. As she's doing this, it could be me, right? It could be me. And so while she's giving the speech title and then the person's name, and it could be me, my heart rate is going up and up and up to 200 miles an hour, and I'm starting to sweat. My mouth is going dry. My legs are like starting to shake, and then she announces the name and it's not me, and the whole thing just calms down again. Back to normal. And the person goes, I'm watching this person on stage. They're giving whatever it is, the talk. I'm not even hearing what they're saying, so I have no idea. And then they get off, and then she then comes back on, and she's announcing the next one, and my heart rate and everything is going up because it could be me. So I'm going to 200 miles an hour, my heart rate. I'm starting to sweat again. My mouth is going dry. My legs are shaking. And then she announces the name, and it's somebody else. And then everything just calms back down. And this happens, and I'm like the last person she has. And this happens like 5, 6, 7 times. So by this time, I'm tired because I've just had like 6 heart attacks and sweatings and everything. And I'm like tired. I'm physically tired. I'm exhausted and mentally tired, from all of this. And then the last one, she gives the title, and my heart rate and everything is at the top, but I'm exhausted as well, And then she announces my name, right? I go, oh, shit. And I get up, sort of, jelly legs. I get up on stage. My heart rate now has, I don't know, gone to 1,000 or something. It feels like it's gone to 1,000 heartbeats a second, or whatever, right? And I turn around, I shake hands with her. I've completely forgotten whatever she said. Completely. My brain, as soon as I turn around, my brain goes, I've had enough. And then my brain just pulls the plug and just shuts down. So I can't even remember my name. So I turn around, and I'm like, my whole mind is blank. My heart rate is just gone to 10,000 now. My mouth is dry completely, so I can't even speak. I can't, like my brain, I can't think, like nothing's happening, right? And so I'm just looking out. And after, I don't know, it's like 30 seconds, I remember my name. And so I say my name and then I sit down, right? I sit down and I know it was 30 seconds or something because then when they, and I'm like, oh my God, you know, like it was just like it was like I'd done a bungee jump or something crazy. Like I'm just knackered, right? And I'm like, oh my God, right. That was so exciting. That was so exhilarating. Anyway, so then the timekeeper comes up and announces all the times. And he goes, Joe Baines, 32 seconds. Yay! So I knew it was around 30 seconds where I just stood there and said nothing. And that was it. And I was like, okay, right, this is it. So I joined that day, Toastmasters. And then that was every week. I think it was like a Tuesday. And then what happened was I very quickly realized once a week is not enough getting up on stage. I need to join another toast. So I joined 2 Toastmasters clubs, right? So I'd do it twice. And every time I'm leaving work to go to Toastmasters club, things would start going wrong in my body. Like I'd develop a headache suddenly. My shoulder would start hurting. My knee is hurting. My foot is throbbing, you know, like, and so I'm like literally limping out of the office to go to Toastmasters with all these ailments hitting me, getting on the bus and then limping off the bus. But what I noticed was when I would get to Toastmasters and I'm there, all of these symptoms would just disappear. You know, like, it's like, okay, well, we want to. So it's just all in my head. My brain was trying to stop me from going to, and it was going to those lengths to stop me going. And then the other problem I found was anytime I went up on stage, my mouth would go so dry that I physically wouldn't be able to speak. So then I had to carry a bottle of water with me all the time, and I would drink like pints. So every time I went to Toastmasters, I'd drink like 3 or 4 pints of water, just water, because that's how much my body was drying up. So I'd be on stage and my mouth is going dry. So I'd say a couple of words and then have to drink some water to wet my mouth again, and then say some more words, and so I'm literally on stage just swigging water, and my brain can't think. So I don't know what I'm saying, right? No idea. So any speeches I gave, I had to memorize them. I had to memorize them like word for word. So because I had to be able to say them without a brain, right? And this just went on for months and months, like twice a week, you know. I can't remember how many months. It could have been 6 months. It could have been a year. I don't know how long it was. But at one point, I'm on stage giving a speech, and I'm not having to drink that water. Like I haven't drunk the water at all. My mouth hasn't gone dry, and I'm on stage and I'm thinking as well. I'm thinking that I haven't drunk the water while I'm talking. I'm thinking as well, and I'm like, oh my God, I can think and talk on stage at the same time. That was like a massive revelation for me. That happened. I was like, wow, I can think and talk on stage. That's it. Like, it was like a superpower. I had just developed a superpower. I was like, wow, what can I do from here? And at that time, I've always wanted to do stand-up comedy, but I've seen comedian on stage, and just the thought of being on stage as a comedian would just give me a heart attack, would put me in hospital, you know, like there'd be an ambulance coming for me, something like that. And I thought, wow, if I can think on stage and I don't need to drink the water anymore, wow, that's it. I've got to do stand-up comedy now, right? And then David Jones, who's a Toastmaster, he's also a comedian. He was running a course. I signed up straight away. And before I even started David Jones' course, I think, or on the course on the first week or something like that, I was like, well, what I got to do is I got to set a target. So I set a target to do 100 gigs before I made any decisions of whether I liked it or didn't like it or anything like that. It's like, nope, I don't care, whatever it is, I'm going to do 100 and at the end of it, I'll decide whether I carry on or not. Because anything less than that, I figured I couldn't judge it. I couldn't judge it at all. And so then I just went on, as soon as I'd done David Jones's course. I remember the first gig I did. I don't remember it. All I remember, my first gig, was like loads of people, because it's like a showcase, whatever it is. Probably like 70, 80, 100 people in the audience. I went up on stage, and I do not remember being on stage. All I remember was going onto stage, and I think then my brain pulled the plug and, went to sleep. And then getting off the stage, that was it. I don't remember. I remember getting off. When I was off the stage, I couldn't remember the bit where I'm on stage, like nothing. The only way I had proof that I had been on stage was somebody videoed it. So I've got that video, and it's rubbish, by the way. I listened to it. It's horrendous. I can't believe those people, put out with 5 minutes of my dribble. It's just like, I wouldn't have put up with that. But that's how friendly the audience was, because it's a showcase. It's all of our friends and family or whatever there. So they're all just supporting us. So they cheered no matter what you said, no matter what you did. And so since then, I did my 100 gigs, and then I did another probably 1,000 gigs. So I've probably been on stage, thousands of times. I performed at the Edinburgh Fringe. I've taken loads of shows there. I've performed at festivals around the UK. So I've done, loads of shows, Henley Festival, all kinds of places. Did Brighton quite a few times. Loads of them. I think my favorite is actually doing festivals. And I've done the Vault Festival here a couple of times a few years ago. So since then I've done. And since then I've also run confidence coaching workshops. So I used to run loads of those. It's so hard being a confidence coach, because you've got to impart your confidence to other people. Which means you have to have a lot of confidence yourself. But the crazy things I did to be a stand-up comedian, wow! Like we think in Toastmasters it's tough getting up on stage in front of a Toastmasters card. Toastmasters card is nothing. A comedy audience will just boo the shit out of you if they think you're not even slightly funny. Do you know? And as I've been booed off stage so many times, but being booed off stage isn't that bad. Where they give you the silence treatment, where they can't even be bothered to boo you off stage, that's much worse, much worse. So I've had that as well. For a comedian, it's very important to be completely fearless on stage. So to make people laugh a lot, you in yourself have to be very relaxed. You have to be fearless. And if you're fearless, then it allows the audience to relax. If you're not fearless, it doesn't allow. So in stand-up comedy, we have these things called gong shows. So there's a couple of years where I was like, right, I'm going to conquer these gong shows. So I did loads and loads of gong shows, until eventually I think it was the Manchester Comedy Store, I managed to do a whole 5 minutes without being booed off. I recorded that. That is literally like doing a bungee jump. The amount of adrenaline, the amount of cortisol, the amount of sheer hell going through every cell in your body is just off the charts. It's just insane. Like when I came off that, I was high. I was high for like 3 or 4 days, at least 3 or 4 days. You're just the amount of adrenaline pumping through your body for the next 3 or 4 days is just insane. You're just drunk on adrenaline. That's basically it. Yeah. So that's how I went, did in Toastmasters, and now I like it. I mean, yeah. Oh, and the other thing that came out of Toastmasters was that I then also started doing loads of training at work. I started running training workshops and all kinds of stuff. And because I was running all these training workshops, they sent me all around Europe to run training workshops. So out of that came out I travel all over Europe running IT training courses. So yeah, so I did loads of those as well. So it was really good. Amazing fun. You're going to Brussels and Iceland and running training courses there, and they take you out for meals and all kinds of stuff. Just amazing, really good. Would like to go back to that. Get paid shitloads of money to have fun around Europe. Yeah, so thank you very much. And if you want to be interviewed like this on my podcast, just put a message below, and I'll get in touch, and we'll get something sorted. All right, enjoy. Okay, bye.